Hello colleagues and welcome to this Google Calendar tutorial. I decided to make this so that you would have something that you can look at sort of again and again, because I know that with something with lots of steps like Google Calendar it can be quite daunting. I want to show you four things. The first is how to log in, or really how to find Google Calendar. The second thing is I'll look at the interface and where everything sort of is. Thirdly, I will show you how to create a calendar and how you can share calendars. That's with each other teachers, and also with your students. Lastly, I'll show you how you can create events and how you can edit those. So first things first, how do you find Google Calendar? Well, if you're on google.co.nz like I am, you go up to this weird Google Apps button square box thing, click on that, and you should have Calendar in there. Now yours may not be in exactly the same place as mine, but it should be in there somewhere. Click on that and it'll take you through. This is where we get to the interface part, because yours probably looks like this. Yuck. I don't like the day view at all, it's quite ugly. You can actually have day view, week view, monthly view, 4 days, etc. I like the month view, and if you want to keep yours on month view like I do, you just need to go over here to this gear settings thing. Go to settings. And down, if you scroll down just a little bit, see here it says default view. You need to set that to month and then just save down the bottom. And then yours will always come up in monthly view like I have. Right, so what are we looking at? Well, firstly, this kind of big area here is obviously my calendar, and you can see that I've got 4 events in there. They're different colors, and I'll get to that in a second. Down the left side, you'll have probably this mini calendar. I keep that closed because I don't really see why you need it. Under that, this is far more important. You have your calendars. These are the calendars that you have created, and you can see there that I have one for each of my senior classes. So 11 Eco, 12 Business, 12 Legal, and 13 Business Studies. I strongly recommend you have a separate calendar for each class. If you use the one that you start with, which should be this one that just has your name, then you'll have to share everything you put in there with all of your classes, and they'll have stuff from other classes on their calendar, and it starts to get quite confusing quite quickly. So those are the calendars that you have made, and you can see that I have different colors, and those colors respond to the events. So orange, Achievement Standard 2.5 questionnaire, results are due there, and that relates to 12 Business Studies because it's orange, 13 Business Studies is green, and as you can see there's a topic test for them, that's in green. You can actually turn these calendars off and on if you don't want to see them all the time, so you can just do that just by on the left side clicking on them. So if I click on 12 Business, see it's disappeared, and you can also see that over here the orange color has disappeared. So I'll just click on that, turn it back on. Right, and down here it says other calendars. This is quite important too. This is where you will see calendars that other people have shared with you. So if you share a calendar with your students, it'll appear down there. And if they share calendars with you, it'll appear there. These ones down here are my 12 Business Studies ones. The student groups have shared their calendars with me. And again, you can see that they're different colors as well. Right, you can also turn those off and on. So that is basically the interface. Getting on to how you create and share calendars. If I want to make a calendar, I need to go up here to my calendars and click on this little drop down arrow and go create a new calendar. You need to put in a name for it. I'll call it tutorial calendar. Okay. You can give it a description if you really want. There's some sharing stuff down here that I won't go through just yet. I'm just going to click down here, create calendar. Now that calendar should pop up under my calendars very soon, because it is one that I've created. And there it comes. You can see there that we've got tutorial calendar. Now remember I said that all of these color coded. If you want to change the color, you just click on this drop down box here, and you can choose any color you like. I'm going to go with a nice pink. So my tutorial calendar is now my pink one. Okay. That's how you create calendars. If you want to share those, you need to go to the calendar you want to share, and click on the little drop down box for that and click on share this calendar. What you've got here is really you want to use this section, which is share with specific people. And you can put in individuals' names to share it with. So let's say, for example, I start typing in James Hackett. Okay, you can see that he is starting to come up. And I want to use his cloud address. So here it is, James Hackett at cloud.rangitoto.school.nz. And then he gets added to my calendar. What I can then do is I can click on this, which corresponds to him. And I can say, do I want him to be able to make changes and manage the sharing of my calendar? Do I want him to be able to make changes to the events, but obviously not be able to manage the sharing? Do I want him to be able to see all the events, or do I want him to be able to see when I'm free and busy? Now I trust James, so I would probably leave it on make changes and manage sharing of the calendar. That's how you can share it with other teachers. If you want to share it with your students, you can do it in the same way. You can put in an individual name. So let's say I'll put in Amori, one of my students. Again, I can, if I want, let him make changes, etc. I'd probably, for students, just let them be able to see details of things that I've put in. Now, obviously, you don't want to have to type in the name of each individual student. With these two, because I've added them individually, this calendar will automatically appear for them. But if I want to share it with my entire class, I can do that too by using the class email address. So, for example, 13 BST-C1-215, I can do that. That will share it with them, and I can choose again what I want in terms of permission. That won't automatically appear for them though if you use the class email. What happens there is they get an email into their Gmail account, and they actually need to go to that email and click on it and say, yes, I want to add this calendar. There'll be a link in that email. So if you're going to do it using the class email address, and I suggest you do because it's faster, just remember that they'll actually need to go to their Gmail and click yes, I want to add it if you're going to do that. Obviously, you will need to click save as well for that all to go through. I'm not going to because I don't want to send them the email, so I'll just cancel. Okay, so that is how you create a calendar and how you share a calendar. And like I say, that tutorial calendar now would, for James and for Amori, be down here, and for any students in that class that I sent it out to, they will need to go to their Gmail. Once they clicked on the link and say OK, it will appear down there. Right. Lastly, how do you create and edit events? Right. So if you want to create an event, it's quite easy. You just go to either up here, you go create, and you click on there. I find it easier if you just click on your calendar. So if I want to create something on the 15th of July, I just click on the 15th of July, and then I say, well, what is this event? Well, it is a calendar event. And then I need to choose which calendar I want it to appear on. I want that to appear on my tutorial calendar, and I just go create event, and there it is. That's an all-day event automatically, but I can actually edit that event if I want to. So if I were to click on that calendar event, see it comes up with details, I just go to edit event, and then I can change anything I want. I can change the title if I want. I can go calendar super fantastic, amazing, awesome event. I can change it from the date it's going to be on, so let's say I actually wanted it to be on the 22nd. I can change whether it's all day or not, so if I unclick that, I can say no, this event is actually only going to be from 11:30 till 12. I can make it repeat if I want. I can add a location, so let's say I want students to come to C4. I can put that in there. I can change which calendar it's on, I can give it a description, I can change the color, lots of things. And then I just click save. And you can see now that that event has gone down there. Instead of being just like one of these where it's a big block, it's not, because it's only from 11:30 to 12:30. So it looks a bit different. Lastly, if I want to delete that, I can click on it and I just go delete. And that's all there is to it, really. you should now be able to figure out how to log in. You should be able to figure out how to get around, how to create and share a calendar, and create and edit events. Feel free to send me an email if you need a little bit of help. It's very conveniently up in the top right hand corner there.